Edward II was born at Carnarvon Castle in 1284 and was perhaps one of our most unconventional kings. Throughout his life, he struggled with a series of poor choices, particularly around his relationships. Have you ever had a toxic relationship? Have you ever fallen for a bad boy? Well, Edward's bad boyfriend cost him the crown. It's the night of the 16th of November 1326. Edward and his latest squeeze Hugh are being pursued along a riverbank by soldiers and baying dogs. They've stuffed their saddlebags full of gold and they're making a run for it. Will they escape? Will they get away in time? And what has brought the lovers to this spot? So let's go back and let's find out. Perhaps it was never going to work out for Edward. He was unconventional from the get-go. He liked to thatch roofs, he dug ditches with peasants, and he made soup from cabbages that he bought from traders on the riverside. These were all things that the court thought were unbecoming of a future king of England. No, it wasn't his hobbies that cost him the crown. It was his terrible taste in men. Edward's first boyfriend was Piers Gaviston. They met when Piers was in the army and he quickly became a member of Edward's household. He was incredibly involved in Edward's coronation, even carrying the crown into Westminster Abbey. This was hugely symbolic. He was literally holding the country in his hands. Now, the nobility did not like this. They thought he was a second king, particularly when he was made Earl of Cornwall. The barons reacted very badly. It did not go down well. It did not go down well at all. Whilst defending Edward against a rebellion in the north, Gaviston was captured and beheaded. Edward was grief-stricken. Gaviston was not the bad boy in Edward's story. We're about to meet the worst boyfriend you can ever imagine. The toxic, the self-serving Hugh le Despencer. Hugh stole from his own family, was a fearsome pirate in the English Channel, and had his enemies imprisoned, exiled, even executed. Through exploiting his relationship with Edward, he became rich and powerful, and his cruelty knew no limits. He even stopped the Queen from seeing her own children. But he would get his comeuppance, and the Queen, she would get her revenge. Queen Isabella refused to be a victim. On a diplomatic mission to her brother, the King of France, she conspired with exiled English nobles. She raised an army and she invaded England. She was intent on putting her son on the throne and delivering the country from Hugh. And her invasion was successful. Edward fled to Hugh's stronghold in Wales. And now we're right back at the riverbank. The couple are fleeing, pursued by soldiers and dogs. They're caught, separated, and punishment is brutal. Hugh is hung from the neck until almost dead. Then he is cut down, cut open, and his insides are removed whilst he watches. Queen Isabella, meanwhile, is entertaining friends at dinner. You may be wondering what happened to Edward. He was imprisoned, humiliated, forced to abdicate. But even this wasn't enough to save him. Now, you may have heard that he was violently murdered with a red-hot poker. But there is no historical evidence that this, in fact, took place. He may simply have been murdered for choosing to love the wrong person. It was true then, and it's true now. Bad boys have always been trouble.